Satan doesn't want you to thrive as a mother and wife. He wants you defeated, discouraged, tired of serving, and full of complaints. He doesn't want you to be a woman who trusts in her God. So get up and fight. Be a woman of grit who stands on God's promises. Speak words of hope to yourself and your family. Serve with joy and praise the Lord for his abundant blessings. Don't let Satan win this battle. That quote is from Elizabeth Elliot, whom I quote often. I love her. This is Looking Up, a podcast for Christian women. I'm Kathy Pollard, and I'm with Carla Moore, your other host. She's in Texas. I'm in Kentucky. And we get together and chat once a week about good things, hopefully encouraging things. And it's our goal to help us all keep looking up, no matter what's going on all around us, know that God's in heaven and all's right with the world. So, Carla, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That was a
Good.
great quote. Is it okay to say I hate the devil?
I hate the devil also.
When you
Remember
look
that
around,
little green box song?
the what?
The little green box
No, I
song?
don't
Did you
remember
know
that.
that one? Oh, there's
Mm-mm.
one verse where you say, I wish I had a little black box. I put the devil in him and I take him out and smack, smack, smack.
Oh, yeah, I have heard
Throw him
one
in
of
the
my
garbage
granddaughters sing that.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they have fun with that one. Yeah, it just makes me so mad. You look around and see all the damage and the destruction that he
Mhm.
causes. But the
Mhm.
only good thing about that is it just makes me stinking mad and I want to do what I can to fight him. So yeah,
That's
appropriate
why I
quote.
liked this quote because, I get whiny and complainy.
No,
And
you
she
don't.
says, Satan doesn't want you to thrive. He wants you discouraged. He wants you
Hmm.
complaining, and just that reminder that, I'm not making God happy, but I'm making the devil happy
Yeah.
motivates me.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun today.
Yeah.
We're doing another favorite things just in time for Christmas. I love it when we do these episodes. We do them every few months because we just have a good time. We share some things that we like. For those of you listening for the first time, we are not affiliated with anybody or anything. We do not profit in any way from
You're
sharing these
not making
things.
any money.
Yeah, some of them are things that you can buy, and we will share links for them in our Facebook group, Looking Up with Kathy and Carla, if you want to check that out later. But we don't profit from it. We just like them, and we have fun sharing them, and that's what this is all about. So that's what we're going to get into. What you have some big news for us,
I do.
don't you?
Is it a little news?
It's little big news.
Yeah, a little boy. We have a little new grandson that was born last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Jennings Moore. He was 7 pounds, 2 ounces or 4 ounces. I can't remember, 2 or 4. Little bitty dude. And he's adorable. He's sweet. He's in good health. Mama is
Mm-hmm.
doing okay. We were there for about 4 nights and 5 days, I guess. And so we had Turner, the oldest, his biggest sister, for the time while, she was in the hospital before they came home. And her Sweet Tea and G Daddy, that's the other grandparents. G Daddy and Sweet Tea. I love that.
Cute.
They had Darcy. And so we had fun with Turner while Liz was having the baby. And then they came home and Turner is crazy about the baby, but Darcy, she's just one. She just turned
Mm-hmm.
1. So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be hopping, keeping track of all those babies in that house. But,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a blessing. They struggled with infertility and Jordan and Aaron did too. And so it's just such a blessing. And I know that their hearts are full and their arms are full and their hours are full because Darcy is not sleeping through the night. So, oh
Yes.
man, I
Ellen
remember those
Jennings is
days.
such a great name. Congratulations to you. It seems like you shared good news like this not that long ago,
Yeah, yeah,
three or
because
four
two
weeks or
exactly 2 weeks earlier
two
was when
weeks.
Sophie was
Two
born. Yeah,
weeks. Yeah. So congratulations to
yeah,
you. Congratulations to Alyssa and her family.
yeah,
Already
yeah.
seen
Thank
some
you.
beautiful pictures. So
Hmm.
we're happy for all of you. We're
Yeah,
rejoicing with you.
thank you. They
Thanks for
haven't shared
sharing the
any
news.
pictures yet, but maybe by the time the podcast comes out, because I'm not going to steal any of their thunder. But
Mm-hmm.
if they do share, then I'll reshare.
Okay.
But thanks for asking. They're doing well.
Of course. Of
How's
course.
things going on there in
Doing
Kentucky? Did you ever
good.
listen to Daniel Boone or you remember those old? Did your boys watch the Walt Disney Daniel Boone?
I don't know.
You would remember because in those little movies that he would call Kentucky Cane Tuck. So whenever I think about you, I'm thinking you're in Cane Tuck.
Oh,
That's just a little side note. You can move
okay.
along with your next comment because that was
Moving right along.
sorry about that.
We were able to celebrate Gary and Chelsea's birthdays finally last night. They like to celebrate theirs together because both of them have birthdays in November. And we had to postpone it because poor little Jude got sick. And so, anyway, we finally did that and had fun. Everybody was here and ate good food, opened some presents, played some games. We played Swoop again.
Good family time.
That's kind of our new favorite game right now, Swoop. So thanks to Jennifer. I think I mentioned that on here already.
I haven't heard you talk about that.
She shared a game at the church family retreat it's a card game called Swoop, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what we've been playing.
If you did talk about it, I don't remember. You'll have to. Is it you use just a regular deck of cards?
Just regular decks of cards. And but the highlight of the evening was Rich said BB for the first time.
That's pretty cool.
I almost melted on the spot. I mean, there I am puddled on the spot. It just completely melted my heart. I was grinning so hard, my cheeks were hurting. Yeah. I was like, oh! Carl was holding him and they were getting ready to leave. And he said, say BB. And I've said that to him before. BB loves you, say BB, because he can say so many things.
Yeah.
He's never said it. And
did you get it on video?
No, I didn't know this was going to happen. Carl said, say BB. And he just kind of looked at me and he went, BB. And I was like, ah!
Well, so that's it. That's your name from now on. Because if the first one says it right, then that's it. You got it.
Good. Woohoo.
Yeah. Which is what you wanted to be.
Yes.
Good deal. So I wanted to share, we got this in the mail. It is a book by Gary Bond. And it is 100% encouraging. That's the name of the book. 100 Bible verses to grow your faith. And he sent it to us. Did you get one?
Yeah.
So with a little note on it, and he was very kind in his words, and he said his wife Shannon loves the podcast.
Oh.
So I haven't been able to read it yet, but I mean, this is right up our alley because it's all about being encouraging and hopeful. And it says inside this book, you'll find 100 passages of scripture to uplift and enlighten. And it's in different sections. So you can read about power, you can read about salvation, you can read about security. And it's just real short little chapters. If you've looked through it, you know this, but people that are listening might not know about it. But it's word art with a scripture, and then he has some words about that scripture. And then there's several pages that you can just jot notes down. And it's just something that's very encouraging. And I always appreciate things that are encouraging. And so thanks, Gary. That was really nice of you to send that.
Very, very thoughtful. All right. Anything else before we get started?
I went to the grocery store this morning, and you know what today is, right?
No.
2 days before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were thinking ahead, like when this comes out.
No. Today is Tuesday
you're
before Thanksgiving.
saying you braved the grocery store 2 days before Thanksgiving.
And I got up really early. I mean, I left home. I left here like at 10 till 7. And so when I got there, it was great. There was very few people there, and I was moving around just fine. But by the time I finished, it was a madhouse. But, you know, a lot of people do the ordering and pickup, which kind of cuts down on the number of people in the grocery store.
That's true.
But it also ramps up those great big old carts that the employees push around while they're filling the order. So I'm not sure which is, if it's a good trade-off. I think probably it is because there's less people there. But, oh man, it was a lot of money. Just, you know, to feed a bunch of people, it's worth it. I mean, and it's so much less than if we'd gone out to eat because we don't have everybody coming. Jordan and Aaron, the family, are coming. Micah and Courtney are coming for the day. And then my brother's family will come on Friday. But I just got to thinking about how this is a little on the not looking up side. But you know, when you go grocery shopping, and I would rather go. I mean, I do order and pick up sometimes, but sometimes you forget about things until you walk the aisles, you know? So I went, and have you ever thought about how many times you touch each thing that goes in your cart? You touch it when you pick it up off the shelf, put it in your cart, and then you touch it again when you take it out of the cart, put it on the conveyor belt, and then you touch it again when it goes into your back into your basket, and then when you take it from the basket into the car, and then the car into the house, and then the house onto the shelf. It's like 6 or 7 times. So I
Mm-hmm.
was just thinking about how grocery shopping, but also how you can just go to the grocery store and get whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking even before COVID how easy it is to just go get what you need, and it's always there. I mean, whether or not you can afford it, that's something different. That's a whole different topic, but I don't take that for granted. But
Yeah.
it was a
Huge blessing. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward to Thanksgiving. By the
Well,
time this airs, it'll be over.
it'll be over. Everybody will be in holiday mode, which is
Mm-hmm.
why we're doing a favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my sister texted me the other day. She and Bud are coming and for Thanksgiving, and she said, I will bring, and then this whole list of things. Excuse me. What all did she say? I'll bring the, now I can't remember. Now I can't remember. Oh,
So
sorry. Oh, it's so bad. Mashed potatoes, cranberry relish, a pecan pie, a bunch of zero drinks, like diet drinks.
mhm,
And I was like, really? So I'm marking out all these things on my list, and then my mom's bringing sweet potato casserole. So
mhm.
they're already taking care of the two things that are my least
You can
favorites
just
because
kick your
I
feet
don't
up.
I don't like peeling potatoes,
Hmm.
so I'm not making the mashed potatoes or the sweet potato casserole. So I'll be doing, we already picked up a smoked turkey a while back, but I'll be making homemade noodles, the green beans, the dressing, the deviled eggs. I'm gonna make a chocolate pie. I mean, that might be it. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. So when you make your menu, you don't ask people, what would you bring this? You just say whatever you want to bring.
Well, I didn't ask. I asked my mom to bring the sweet potato casserole after Christy. I didn't even ask them to bring anything. She just texted me that she was going to do this.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, if you're bringing all that, I wonder if mom would be willing to bring the sweet potato casserole.
Hmm. Well, you could just put your feet up on Thursday morning.
Pretty
Just,
much.
mhm.
Pretty much.
I'm going to try a coconut pie. I've not ever made a coconut
Ah,
pie before.
hmm.
I used to not care for them, but I've had some really good ones. So I'm going to try it
Mhm.
out.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
Sounds good. I'm hungry already.
Holiday mode.
Gonna be good. Okay. Do you want to get started or do you have more
Sure.
to share?
That's it.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I can.
All right.
Okay, which one should I start with? I kind of went with this favorite things like gift ideas.
Okay.
So I was thinking about things that people might want to gift, things that I guess I've bought some of these for myself, not necessarily were gifts, but my favorite gifts that I get are always the ones that are like handmade or things that that people have thought about you and know what you
Mhm.
like and put their personal touch. So I have something that each of our kids, I was just going to show because they're different ideas. One of them is a cutting board. You can see if you're watching. It's a cutting board that Mike and Courtney had made for me that
It's
has
a
my mom's
recipe.
handwriting. It's mom's banana pudding, her mother's banana pudding recipe, but
Hmm.
it's in her handwriting. And they had it burned or something. I don't know exactly how they did it. They burned it into a cutting board. And of course, I'm not going to
That's
use that as a
sweet.
cutting board. I might use the backside sometimes, but it's more of it's just kind of a sentimental keepsake for me. So that's
Mhm.
something that they did. And then I've talked about this on the podcast before. This is something that Alyssa did. And again, if you're watching, you can see it. It was something that I said on Facebook. She gave it to me, and it's just a piece of framed art. It says one of the neatest things about growing a bit older is being able to look back and see how the Lord has walked with us. And when I opened it, I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I love it." And it's, very decorative, and I love the way it looks. And she said, "Well, you said it on Facebook." So she took something that she knew meant
Oh,
something to me and had it made into this framed art. And then I know I've
oh.
shared this too before, but it's meaningful and it's out of date. But it's this pillow that Erin made for me.
Mhm.
And she gave it to me 2 Christmases ago, I believe. But it's got Jackson, Emmy, Clara, Turner, and Olivia's handprints embroidered on there. So either she's going to have to go back and embroider um, all of the new grandbabies that have arrived since then, because there's 3 more, or she's gonna need to make me something new. Erin, if you're listening, you can just embroider the new handprints. But she also put the babies that have been miscarried, their little hearts on the
Oh.
vine. But this, I just love this little pillow because it's got their handprints on it and it looks like
Mhm.
little flowers. But my main thing is just to say the handmade, the hand, not, it doesn't even have to be handmade, but something that's personalized because people know
Mhm.
what you like or what's meaningful to you. And so those are some of my favorite things.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel like mine are inadequate after you go. Yeah, I didn't go that direction. I just
Your
walked
favorite
on and I
things.
was like, oh, I'm loving this. So the first one I'm gonna share, I saw this on the Mommy Markdown,
Hmm.
and they're called scented lava pens. So this is the package. Can you see that? It's called
Yeah.
Lifelines
Uh-huh.
scented lava pens, and they're so cool. They're gonna make great stocking stuffers and all that kind of stuff. But
Is
here's,
what do they do? They're just
well,
pens, or
they're
they?
ink pens. So when you write with them, you've got the
Oh,
lava in it, just like those
cool.
old remember those lava lamps?
Mm-hmm.
So they're all different colors and they have the lava in them, and then they're scented with essential oils.
I think I saw
So
those.
so each one of them has a different scent.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Your grandkids are gonna like those.
Yeah. So that's my first one.
Yeah, good deal.
Mhm.
Okay, my second one is this. It's a garlic grater peeler.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
I've
can
seen
see,
those. Yeah.
well, this is something that Jacob and Alyssa have, and I didn't have one. And then I asked about it. But so it comes with this garlic peeler. So you put the clove of garlic in there and you roll it around. You probably have used one of these, although I think it's easier to use just the edge of a knife blade to kind of pop it
Hmm.
off. But
That's
it
really
comes
good.
with this and this that you can clean it with, but I probably won't use those things. Anyway, you just take a clove of garlic. If you like um dipping your bread in olive oil and garlic, I mean, who doesn't like that? That's one
Hmm.
of my favorite things, and spices and stuff.
Hmm.
So you just take your garlic clove and you rub it on, it's got this raised sharp, but not sharp enough to cut your finger, but you just rub it on there and it like
Hmm.
smushes and minces and crushes your garlic into pieces. And then you can pour your oil on top of that and your other spices, and then you can dip your bread in it. But I thought that would be kind of a neat little gift. It's not expensive. It's like
Hmm.
less, I want to say it's like 11 or $12. And it's pretty. It can sit out on your counter, but I
I
like
need one of
this.
those. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've been
Yeah, and you can use
serving
it for
homemade French
ginger.
bread a lot, so that'd be
Yeah,
good.
you can
Ginger.
do ginger, and I'm sure you could do things like carrots and stuff like that, but I
Hmm.
probably will just use it for garlic. So
Yum.
that's my number 2.
Well, since you did that one, I'm going to do mine out of order because one of mine is an olive oil.
Oh, yeah,
So we're always looking for a really good one. This one's called Trey Olive.
that's a ginormous container of olive oil.
Well, that's because Neil found it. And the reason it's so good is because, see that it's single estate.
Oh,
So most of the time, olive oil comes from different olive orchards.
mm-hmm.
Oh, that didn't sound right when I said it. From different places. And then, they just kind of put it all together. But this is one farm in southern Italy. And single estate, first cold press, so good. Costco carries this large size. So you can go to their website and order regular size glass bottles. They also have gift sets where you can pick out a couple of different olive oils, and then they also include like tapenade and chili oils and like dipping
Mm-hmm.
things to mix with it. But this is the most cost effective way to get it, and I
Yeah.
don't like to pour it from this big thing, so I just save my glass olive
Mm-hmm.
oil and refill it.
Refill.
Yeah, with that. But this is really good, and since you shared your little garlic plate, I thought, well, what a nice segue into this
Yeah.
olive oil, Trey Olive.
Well, that would be a fun gift to have one of
Yeah.
these and a big jug of olive oil
Yeah.
and maybe some crushed red pepper, spices and stuff
Mm-hmm.
for people that like
Mm-hmm.
bread.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. I might have to check in. You said Costco?
Yes.
Is it very, very expensive? I mean,
I
olive
I
oil is
think
expensive.
I think he said, well, this equals about three full-size glass
Hmm.
bottles, and I think he said it was about $45.
Yeah,
So that's definitely the
$15.
most
Hmm.
cost-effective way to get it is this big
Yeah,
size.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you can find some really expensive stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, my next one is I have Lori Hudson, my friend, to thank for this one. She introduced me to geometry tea towels, although they're not, it's not just tea towels. And they had a sale this week. So I ordered a few extras. She brought me one. They are, here's another one that's not wrapped.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Oh, I love them. And they have a different feel to them. They're made
Hmm.
out of recycled bottles. I kept the wrapper so I could read what it's made out of. This one is made out of 3.5 recycled water bottles.
Hmm.
Doesn't feel like a water bottle,
I was
but
gonna
it says
say.
it can absorb up to 7 times its weight and it dries really fast. And I think that's what I like about it is, you know, how when you have a towel on your counter and you mop up something, some water that's
Mhm.
spilled and it just gets, it's all sopping wet and it's
Mhm.
basically useless. This dries a lot faster
Hmm.
and dries your hands. And I don't know, it's just, they're
What's it feel
pretty.
like on your skin?
It's not, it doesn't, it feels kind of like cotton, but it doesn't feel like what is the fabric that when your hand it like catches on everything?
Microfiber.
Microfiber. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
like that, but
Yeah.
it's more of a texture than cotton. It's got kind of a waffle weave on one side. I guess
Okay.
it's really on both sides. It
Mhm.
has a loop that you can hang it,
Hmm.
and they're all pretty. But they make bath
Cute.
towels and they make um, washcloths and just all different kinds of things. They're not super cheap, but they had a big like 40% off sale last week. So I got a few tea towels because every time I think about this, we need to throw showers for each other like every 10 years.
That's right.
Happy 25th anniversary. Here's some new tea towels.
Get rid of all the dingy stuff and
Yeah, here's some new
freshen
bath
up. Yeah.
towels because you have
Yeah.
holes all in your bath towels by now. But Geometry is the name of the company. And thanks,
Okay.
Lori, for getting me hooked on those because
Mhm.
now they're just all pretty.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of holiday things. The first one that I'm going to share is a new decoration that we got. This is a towel for like a towel. This is a curtain for over your kitchen window.
Hmm.
Can you tell?
Oh, that's
I
fun.
can't show the whole thing, but when you hang it, it looks like a Christmas tree. Isn't that
Oh,
cute?
yeah, because it's got like that shape.
Yeah, so when you hang it up, it goes like this
Hmm.
all the way down. And it's got these cute little pom-pom tassels on it. It's adorable.
You've got the perfect spot for that over your kitchen window.
Yes, yes, I do. Yep.
Well, that's fun.
I'll share the
New
link to that.
decorations.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My next one. I know that you laugh at me because of my tumblers, but I mean, I'm rarely without my cup, and I have
Mhm.
different ones. I have had the Yeti. In fact, I think that was on our very first favorite things episode, was my
Mhm.
big Yeti cup. And then I found that Stanley at Goodwill for like $1.99. And I liked it, but when I put it in the dishwasher, it has started to chip and flake. The paint has. So now it's a hydro flask, and I like it better than all of the others because the
Hmm.
handle is comfortable. The Yeti one doesn't have, the very first ones I made, it didn't even have a handle. So it was too big for my hands. And I found a black plastic one that slid up from the bottom and you could hold it that way. And then the Stanley cups, they're just not as comfortable. This has a more comfortable handle.
Hmm.
And then the straw is different. If I can pull it out of my drink without making a mess, it comes apart. If you're watching, you can see there's the lid and then the bottom straw, and it has a
Okay.
slanted bottom. So
Yeah.
it doesn't like when you set it down into your drink, it doesn't attach, like not attach, but it doesn't get go flat against the bottom of the cup.
Mhm.
And then this is flexible. The top is flexible that you drink
Hmm.
from, which really doesn't make a whole lot of difference, except I like it better.
That's cute.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than
Mhm.
the Stanley too. So I am just all day long. I either have a hot one in the morning, I have my hot, which I haven't found. I guess I just use my old Yetis for that to keep coffee hot. But all day long, every day, I have some kind of cup or another in my hand. And so I like the hydro
Yeah.
flask, and I think it would be a good gift. I would love to get. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I like that kind of thing. So I think it would be a good
Mm-hmm.
gift, and it's one of my favorite things.
Okay. So I'll move on to another Christmas decoration one. Look at this cute garland. So these Christmas bulbs have a little miniature Christmas tree inside it. Can you see
Oh,
that?
cute. Yeah.
And snow. So they're literally little snow, I'm making a big loud clinky noise. I'm sorry. Snow globe Christmas lights.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas tree and the snow in it. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
And this one is battery operated. So my plan is to hang my Christmas tree curtain in the kitchen window and then hang these lights across it. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll be right there in the kitchen window also.
So that's you said battery operated, not
Yeah.
you don't plug them in. Because I was thinking it seemed
No,
like
you
it'd
don't
be
plug
kind of
them
a
in.
fire hazard.
Yeah, you don't plug them in. They're just battery operated lights. They're adorable.
So when do you start decorating?
Well, typically the day after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Yeah, usually we put the tree up at Thanksgiving, and then John thinks that he thinks the kids want to help us decorate. And I'm always saying the kids do not want to help us decorate. They have their own homes.
Yeah.
They don't want to help you put lights on the tree. But he thinks, oh no, they're gonna love it. They're gonna want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
so
same. Yeah.
any of my kids are listening. I tried, but he's insistent. Okay, maybe I think I have, but it's a repeat favorite things. It's my half-baked harvest cookbook.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I thought this would be a great gift. I just like her stuff, and I like her pictures. I like the covers. I mean, I'm just flipped it open to summer carbonara. And I mean, how delicious does that look?
That looks so good.
It looks really, really good. But I have this one, John, if you are not listening, but if someone knows John and wants to tell him that I want her everyday cookbook, that would be on my Christmas list. Half Baked Harvest Every Day, I think is the title of the new cookbook. But I don't know. Even look at the back. It's waffles on the back.
Yeah. The photography in her books are gorgeous.
Yeah. And I don't like all of her stuff. She's crunchier than I am, I guess. She likes a lot of, but she's the one I've talked about lots of times that does the sauces. There's always some kind of a butter sage, like a brown butter sage sauce on things. Or you cook in your soups, she'll have you put whole garlic cloves and just simmer it with the soup, and then take it out and then smush it and brown some butter. And I don't know, she just has a way with things that I think are really good. So this one is Half Baked Harvest Cookbook, Recipes from My Barn in the Mountains. And there's some good stuff in here. And
I think she's in Colorado, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's about this big around, as big around as my baby finger.
And eats all that stuff.
All the time she's saying, I make these twice a week. I'm thinking, you might make them, but you don't eat them.
She has family, so she probably gives them away.
Yeah, she does. So Half Baked Harvest Cookbook, that would be a great gift. And it's one of my favorite things.
Okay. So my next one, I don't have with me. I thought I did, but I've loaned them all out. But it's a type of puzzle, and it's a Ravensburger puzzle. So I can't remember if I've mentioned that on here before, but I have mentioned the fact that I like to do jigsaw puzzles, and Neil is actually doing it more and more with me. And I think he likes it, whether he'll admit it or not, Neil Pollard. But Ravensburger, we've done some different brands. You know, I'm starting to feel like I'm a little bit of an expert.
Yeah. Well.
So I've decided that Ravensburger is the best brand. And, you know, you can find good deals on them. Typically, are they a little more pricey than like a White Mountain or something like that? But the reason is because the pieces are cut very precise.
The
pieces are very precise. The picture is always clear. Sometimes thanks a lot.
Thanks. The peasel passes.
Pull yourself together.
Okay.
Sometimes when you see the picture on the box, but the picture on the puzzles themselves can be a little blurry, you know, but Ravensburgers are always very crisp and clear. And then the other thing is the puzzle dust. There's not a lot of it in the box when you're putting it together. So, but the pictures are amazing. They're real
Mhm.
busy, they're vibrant, they're colorful. So I think that would be a fun Christmas gift. Ravensburger puzzle.
What is your, how many pieces is your optimum puzzle?
I like to I like to do 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one on
That's
my table right now of Regensburg, Germany, because we visited there a while back, and it's all the buildings at dusk. So there's bluish sky and then they're
mm,
reflected in the water below. So it's like a double
ooh,
picture.
that's I bet that's hard.
It's hard. And I
Yeah,
started
that's
it
hard.
like a week ago and then we were gone. And now we've got company coming on Thursday. And I'm like, I've got to finish it because I want to glue it and frame it
Hmm.
because it's a good memory. And I'm really pushing myself and I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I need one of
Hmm.
those mats that you can roll them up, but
Hmm.
alas, I do not have one. Okay, my next one. I'm not being self-promotional here, but I was thinking gifts, and this would be a really good gift. This is scripture writing book for
Hmm.
next year. Here's the cover. I don't
Hmm.
think I shared it
Great.
before. I did share it in the group, but I thought you could, this is the 6th month. It's just January through June. So you get the one it's bound into 2 separate volumes, so it's not so bulky. But what a great gift, I think, to share scripture writing book and maybe some a little set of Prismacolors are my favorite
Hmm.
colored pencils to use, and maybe some really good pens. And if you really wanted to go all out, you could give somebody a new Bible too. I think that would be, I mean, that would be a very meaningful and worthwhile gift. But that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things. I
Yeah.
love the way it turned out.
Would you want somebody to pick out your Bible for you?
Mm, no, I don't think I would. But if somebody knew, like if it was your husband or and they
Yeah.
told you or gave you a gift card or something or said, this is my gift to you, we're going to pick out a Bible, like you could pick out
Hmm.
what you want.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a good point.
Yes. Okay. So my next one I'm sharing with reservations.
Uh-oh.
Let me just state that up front. But there's this beautiful book called Craving Community. Does it have a glare
Mhm.
on it or can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay. And it really is gorgeous. And the company is the Daily Grace Company, equipping disciples in the Word. But this one is on a study on friendship, craving community, how the gospel helps you cultivate faithful friendships. And it is a wonderful study, a wonderful study. And actually, in the very beginning, just as extras, they have this whole section on how to study the Bible
Hmm.
with things like observation, comprehension, interpretation, application. They have the attributes of God, and all of these things play into like the questions that come up in each study chapter. And then they have a timeline, if I can get to it, the timeline of scripture also in
Oh
here.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
but it's a 4 week study.
Oh wow. Very
So
manageable.
yeah. So if you meet with friends or whatever once a month, you could turn it into a 4 month study, but it's a 4 week study, and each study has the topic. I'm trying to get past all the introductory stuff. A choice to make. You've got daily studies, daily scriptures. It encourages memory work, and the questions are just really practical. But I wanted to share this because we've talked about this a few times on here, the whole, relationships and friendships and reaching out and forming connections and being intentional. And I feel like we are so good at throwing out the excuses, either for why we're comfortable being on our own or why we can't seem to form real, lasting, meaningful relationships. And this hits a lot of that kind of stuff, and starts out with talking about our friendship with God, first, and
Hmm.
how He is a God of friendship. So it's a beautiful study. My reservation with it is in the very back, they have, what do they call it? What is the gospel? And the things that they say are true, but they don't have everything.
Hmm.
So, they talk about how we've all sinned, the wages of sin is death, He made the one who did not sin to be sin for us. You're saved by grace through faith, and then walk worthy. So they don't say anything at all about baptism, which we know the Bible teaches that that's how one becomes a child of God. So that's why I'm sharing this with reservation, because there's that little thing in the back
Mm-hmm.
that's not quite complete if somebody were looking for that. But
Yeah.
as
Looks
far
like a
as the
beautiful
study
book.
on friendship itself, yeah, it's really good.
And it's just 4 weeks. It looks like a thick book for 4 weeks.
Well, that's because you have like daily studies every day for 4 weeks.
Okay.
So, like I said, I think you would drag it out. You could drag it out
Mm-hmm.
and make it a lot longer than that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Leanne Kemp's Sheltered in Grace. I've
Yeah.
ordered one of her that looks like a really great study, and it's a beautiful
Mhm.
cover.
Yeah,
I loved the
it
cover and
is. Yeah.
beautiful book.
Yep.
Okay. Mine next one is it's a shadow box, and I didn't empty it out, but I'll have to find the link. I just got it on Amazon. But I thought this is a good gift for people that like to travel because it has a
Mhm.
hole or a slit on the top that you can slide down into it, some travel things. Like
Mhm.
I put my old passport in it. This is one of those entry cards into Israel, and it's got some maps and some tickets and just memorabilia from trips that we've
Mhm.
taken. And I just think it's kind of fun because you can like shake it around and then you can say, "Oh, I remember what that was about." And this was a certificate for some Roman glass earrings that I bought. Oh, it could be just anything that any ticket or ticket stub or, just things that
Mhm.
you have collected while you're traveling. Because I
Yeah.
always have those brochures or something from your trip that you don't really know what to do with, and it ends up
Yeah.
stacking up somewhere. This
Mhm.
kind of makes you decide what you're going to keep and what you're going to toss. And because if it'll fit, then you can keep it. But it's a loose interpretation of the continents if you're wondering what the black mark on the front
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, I figured
So
that's what it was.
yeah,
That's a
it's
great
just
idea.
it's a travel shadow box. I like it.
Yeah, because Neil's always wanting to keep every little ticket and stub and
Hmm.
receipt, and I'm thinking, but what are we going to do with that?
Yeah.
Shove it in a file somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, you got to hear me out on this one.
Uh-oh.
My next one is these seed catalogs.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason I'm sharing this here is because these are my two favorite seed companies, by the way, Seed Savers Exchange and Baker Creek. They're both heirloom seeds. But the reason I'm putting it here is because they come in the mail this time of year. I just
Hmm.
got both of these. So when everything outside is brown and dreary and dying, you get these gorgeous seed catalogs in the mail with these stunning covers.
Reminding
And
you what's to come.
yes, and you can daydream and look at all the beautiful pictures on the inside of all the
Mhm.
growing things. So you could have this go to somebody else's house, sign up for them to receive the catalogs are free.
Hmm.
Sign up for them to receive a catalog, or you can go through and actually go ahead and order a few packets of pretty flowers or herbs or
Mhm.
something like that for a gift in the middle of winter to put them in a little basket and give them something to look forward to be able to planting in the spring. But another thing that you can do with these, a lot of people do really crafty things with seed catalogs.
Mhm.
Trying to get to some,
Like decoupage or something.
yeah. Decoupage, some people make greeting cards out of them. Some people cut them out and they put them on the top of their jars when they're gifting jams and
Hmm.
sauces and things like that. So these both came this week, and it just makes me smile when they come. I'm like, oh, and one came on one day, and a couple of days later, the other one came, and it's just with all that brown, being able to look at something growing and
Hmm.
cheerful. It's if you struggle with seasonal depression.
Get you a seed catalog.
Get the seed catalog and just look at it. Yeah. So that's my next one.
I don't know. That might just remind me of my insufficiency in the garden. But it's pretty. What do you mean by heirloom? I've heard you say that before, and I've heard of heirloom tomatoes, but I don't know what that means.
They have been protected and passed down from one plant generation to the next. So they haven't been genetically modified. So with typical seeds that you get from your big box store or whatever, if you plant those green beans or those tomatoes or that corn or whatever, and then try and save the seeds from those, you will not get the same thing when you plant those seeds because they have been pieced together. They have pulled something from this tomato and something from this tomato to try and make something else. Well, heirloom seeds means they haven't been messed with. So, first of all, they may not look as pretty, but they'll taste better. But if you save the seeds from those tomatoes and plant them, you will get the exact same thing.
Hmm. Kind of boggles the mind to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even figure out how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
My next one is a coffee grinder. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
little handheld coffee grinder from Hario, which is, I think it's a Japanese brand. And typically, at least for according to John, I'm a coffee snob because I don't just do a Keurig in the morning. Don't
Mm-hmm.
do that. I do a pour over every morning. But so I think of this as being a little slightly snobby brand, Hario, but I'm sure there's way, way more expensive and out there coffee stuff. So someone that is truly a coffee snob will laugh at me if I say this is a snobby coffee thing. But it's just I mean, it was like $30. And I like to have fresh ground coffee every morning. And
Mm-hmm.
it just comes apart, it's got the bottom part that collects the grounds, and you can just pop the top off, pour your grounds in there, measure them, and grind it. And it takes me about 4 minutes or so. There's apparently a coffee bean still in there. It takes me 3 or 4 minutes to grind the coffee. I usually do it the night before so that I don't have to do it when I'm stumbling around wanting my coffee in the morning. But I thought a good gift would be one of these and a bag of coffee beans and maybe
Mm-hmm.
some, like one of those, the V60 pour over things with some filters and stuff
Mm-hmm.
for somebody that likes coffee and has never experienced what a pour over. I used to do Keurig and I still like it, but
Mm-hmm.
once you've had a freshly ground coffee bean pour over, it's kind of hard to not want that in the morning because I just really enjoy it a lot. So it's just a Hario coffee grinder,
Nice. And you
inexpensive.
get your little workout in at the same time, 3 or 4 minutes of
Yeah,
grinding.
I'm sure I burn a whole 20 calories doing that. But
1 tablespoon of your cream accounted for.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
One
That's
eighth
my
of a one eighth of a teaspoon of your cream.
let's not go there. I don't want to think about it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because we used to do freshly ground coffee every morning, and now we have this ninja thing that just we just do. You can use a K cup or you can do a pot.
Hmm.
But here we go again. You brought up a coffee grinder, and my next one is coffee.
Oh yeah, I
So
recognize that.
yeah, so I've kind of been on this pecan kick, and it started with what's the Texas one?
Jet
Is it?
fuel.
I mean, is it called Texas pecan or something
Oh
like
yeah, I
that?
think so. Hmm.
It started with that. I've never, ever, ever really been into flavored coffee. But to me, it doesn't, you don't really taste it, you just smell it. And the
Hmm.
reason I'm liking them so much is because they're kind of a medium roast and they're very smooth and very balanced. And that's what I like in a good coffee.
Hmm.
Well, Neil, on his trip before last in Texas, got me this new kind. This is Independence Coffee Company, and they have one called Madeline's Backyard Pecan.
Hmm.
It is so good. And so when he went again, this past week he was in Texas, he brought me back another bag. So
Yeah,
this is my newest coffee kick.
yeah.
But if you like, I mean, like I said, it doesn't really taste flavored.
Hmm.
And so if you like just a really smooth, balanced, amazingly smelling coffee, this is the way to go. Independence Coffee Company, Madeline's Backyard Pecan.
Can you not get that Independence coffee there in Kentucky?
I don't
Or
think
can
so.
you order it?
We can probably order it. I don't know. But Neil
Yeah,
usually just stocks up on our coffees when he goes to Texas. He goes to Texas pretty often.
yeah.
So
He goes to HEB pretty
he
often when
goes
he's
to
in Texas
HEB
too.
every time he's in Texas. That's right. So he stocks up on our coffees.
Okay, so this is my last one. I
Okay.
have one that I can pull in reserve if you,
I only have one more also.
okay. So it comes from a place like TJ Maxx or Marshall's. I think I got this one at Marshall's. And it's kind of Christmas decor, but it's a gift box,
Oh, okay.
but it looks like a book and
Hmm.
it's about
That's
the
cute.
size of a book. And they have all these vintage looking gift. I mean, it doesn't have to be a gift box, but I thought it would be a good gift box if you're giving somebody maybe a gift card. And so you could just tuck the card and your holiday card inside, or you could fit jewelry in there. You could fit coffee in there,
Fuzzy socks,
fuzzy socks. I mean, there's any number of things you could fit in there. They have all different sizes. And
cookies.
oh yeah, homemade cookies. Something like that would be good. Yeah, in fact, probably about the size of a package of Oreos, which would go over well with Jordan. This one's magnetic. This one's kind of a heavy duty one. You know, they make those boxes that are holiday Christmassy looking, and I use those. That's what I put I have one for every member of the family. And that's technically their stocking, even though they have a stocking, but things don't fit in the stocking. So I put it all in the box and then lay the stocking on top. But these are just fun and they're heavy duty. You can use them from year to year. And so you could buy one for yourself and just use it for decor or something, or you could give it as a gift, part of your gift. I think this one was $7.99 and the smaller ones are $4.99, $5.99. And you can get bigger ones too that are a little more expensive. But I think it's just kind of a fun little gift box.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one is a new game.
Imagine that. Kathy colored in a new game.
Would it be an episode of Favorite Things if I didn't share a game? I ask you. No, it wouldn't. This one is called Do You Really Know Your Family?
That looks like fun.
Okay, and so it comes with just a bunch of cards. That's all it is really, are all these cards. And some of them are trivia cards. And there'll be things like, so, we're going to do this on Thanksgiving when all the family's here. So, what do I always, excuse me, what do I always complain about?
I don't know if I want to know the answer to that.
I know. That would be really interesting, though, to hear what they say, what they think I always complain about. What is the first thing I would buy right now if I had $100 to spend? What do I appreciate? What do I appreciate most about the person to my left? What's my favorite?
I would be asking you what you appreciate about like Carl if he was sitting on your left, not what.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What is my favorite way to stay active? What's the scariest thing I've ever done? So the trivia is all across the board. It's all kinds of things. But every now and then you might draw a challenge card. And these are more about just making memories, with your family and doing something silly. So like this one says, draw a picture of an animal. The first person to guess what it is gets to keep the card. The object of the game is, whoever gets the trivia right gets the card. So the first person to collect 15 cards wins the game because they know their family the best. Another challenge, silently mouth the name of a country. The first person to correctly guess the country keeps the card. Everyone must hold a plank position for as long as they can. The last person gets to keep the card. You have one try to correctly say the birthdays of everyone else to keep this card.
Yikes.
Yeah. Pick someone to complete the timed challenge below, and the timed challenges name 6 cartoon characters in 10 seconds.
So it's like a combination of a challenge game and conversation starters, because it sounds like that could start the conversation.
Yes. And then this last one is, with your eyes closed, the person to your left will give you something to smell. You have to try to correctly you have one try to correctly guess what it is in order to keep the card.
I don't think I want to play that one with my boys.
That would be risky.
Yes.
That would definitely be risky. But I just thought, not only would this be cute to play with your physical family, but how cool would it be to play this with your church family? How well do you know your church family? And you don't have to sit around a table really to do it. I mean, I guess there is some drawing, but you could just be gathered around in the den, all comfortable. And
there would be honesty involved, because if somebody said the scariest thing you ever went through was this, and that person, I guess they have to confirm that.
Well, in the directions, it says, if people are trying to answer that question about you, you think of the answer first in your head. And if somebody guesses it, they get the card. If nobody guesses it, then you start giving hints. You start dropping clues. And then the first person to guess it gets the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Like it. Well, we've just given everybody, what, 18 gift ideas?
Yeah, I think so.
Favorite
You're welcome.
things? Yeah. We've just done all your shopping for you.
We did. And, we do these probably every 5 months or something like that.
Mhm.
And I'm always afraid that I'm going to run out of things to talk about, but no, there's always good things to talk about and shares.
Mhm. Yeah, we have a lot of favorite things.
We have a lot of favorite things. We just like to share our favorite things.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. This was fun, everybody. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you're looking forward to the holiday season ahead of us. We are both very grateful for all of you for listening in, for being our looking up friends, and we thank God for you. And Carla, until next time.
Keep looking up.
All right. Love you, friend.
Love you too. Talk to you later.
Okay.